Hey everyone, Anton from FreshBooks here. I'm really sorry I couldn't make it out to Regina, so I'm making a video right now just to kind of walk you through everything about FreshBooks, what it is, how you can use it, and hopefully it'll inspire you to write some really cool apps today. So, what is FreshBooks? We are a cloud accounting solution. We want to make it as easy as possible for small business owners to really focus on what they love doing and not boring things like accounting, getting paid by their clients, and whatnot. So, how do we do this? Well, we have a lot of really cool features. For example, we have client management, so you can import things from your Outlook, your all your other address books, and you have your emails, their addresses, secondary contacts, and so forth. So, what can you do with this client information? You can use it to actually send invoices to them. So over here, I'm sending an invoice to Boba Fett for the task of bounty hunting because those rebels, they really suck. Once you send invoices to a customer, to a client, they'll receive it in their inbox and they can actually click on the link. It'll open up the invoice in the web browser, and then they can actually pay it online via PayPal, AuthorizeNet, or any of the other payment gateways that we integrate with. People say that when you use FreshBooks to invoice, you actually get paid faster. Other things that we let people do is actually create expenses, so they can track how much money is actually coming in and how much money you're actually losing on things that you have to pay for your business. And as your business grows, you have to actually hire contractors or even have staff members. And this is why we have the time tracking feature. You just create a project, assign it to your staff or contractors, and then you can actually have them track the time. And when they're finished tracking, they can actually send an invoice to you so that you know how much you have to pay them. So now that you have a brief overview, let me explain to you how it works. So we are an XML RPC API. It doesn't sound as sexy as a RESTful one, but it's fully featured and it can replicate around 98% of what the actual web app can do. So to talk to FreshBooks, all you have to do is send an XML request, like this example here. We're doing an invoice.list call. FreshBooks will take that and just respond with an XML response with all the invoices that you've been looking for. And this is what a request looks like. You just have your request tag over here. You specify the method and put in parameters. And here are some resources and methods that you can use to actually interact with us. Things like invoice.create, invoice.update, expense.list, payment.get, and so forth. You get the idea, right? So how do you actually authenticate with us to actually start using this? So if you log into your FreshBooks account, which is free by the way, on the top right hand corner you can just click on My Account, and then on the FreshBooks API subtab, you're going to have a URL down here. So this is darthvader.freshbooks.com/API/2.1/XMLin. You're going to be posting to this URL, and you just have to use these credentials over here. We use basic authentication over SSL, and that's why it's going to be safe. So here's an example code request that you can look at. So over here, we're specifying the user. The password is always going to be X. We don't really care about it. And then this is just the URL that you post at with all the data that we're going to be sent to FreshBooks for an invoice.create call. And when you get a response, you're going to have two statuses: okay if you're good, or fail if there's an error. There's always going to be an explanation of why it failed. There's going to be a code, and also there will be a little specifier of what field was wrong. If you need help getting up, we have two really great client libraries. There's FreshBooks, which is written in Python, and Ruby FreshBooks, which is, as you can guess, written in Ruby. We have lots of resources at developers.freshbooks.com, so feel free to check it out if you have any questions whatsoever. When I'm actually interacting with our API, I like using this Chrome application. It's called the FreshBooks API Playground. You might have to install from source into Google Chrome right now to get it up and running. However, it lets you simulate XML calls back and forth with our API. It lets you switch out the authentication method. I mentioned token-based authentication before, but we can actually use OAuth as well. And it makes it easy. There's all the calls on the left-hand side with all the methods you can run and all the possible fields that you can actually specify as well. So now that you know how to use FreshBooks, here's some hack-off ideas. Did you know we released an iPhone app recently? Well, you could be the first one to bring FreshBooks to Windows Phone 8. If you want to check out Yellow Pages, you can do a business lookup and address import into your clients. Twilio, what about SMS payment notifications? So you create an invoice, and then when someone pays you, you get notified right away. Or maybe if you send an invoice to a client and it's late, you can actually use Twilio to send threatening messages to them and be like, where's my money? Just an idea. So if you have any other questions, you can email me at anton@freshbooks.com, or even just send me a tweet at AntonRay. Okay, thank you and good luck.